Aloha and welcome to the introduction of VAC Yogatation. VAC Yogatation really comes out to be a place of finding yourself. And how we do that is we work on your VAC. What is a VAC? Well, let me tell you what is a VAC. I made this little flip chart to make you see and how we're just going to enter the inner architecture of our soul. And that's by really finding this technology of how to find ourselves in many different forms and how we can really connect through what we go through our system, because everything has a system. And this system I created is really something that you can maintain high energy, alertness throughout the day. You improve communication, interpersonal relationship, enhance mental clarity, emotional balance, and productivity. We can eliminate the stress, the fear, and the anxiety, and find relief from chronic elements such as allergy, you can't go to see insomnia, hypertension, obesity, diabetes, back pain, etc. By doing yogatation, you can achieve an inner peace, a joy, and a fulfillment. And what is it behind all of this, right? Well, basically, VAC is your vagus nerve. And in your vagus nerve, it goes from here all the way to exactly where you sit as your colon. And so while we wake up all of these things throughout our session, which is 90 minutes, and there you can find the secret really of the universe, because we're going to start to change the energy once you walk in. The frequency of what you're going to intake in that 90 minutes. And most of all, the vibration of how our body, our mind, and our spirit really start to transition into a different stage. And how we're going to do this is really learning about the vagus nerve. And if you know, we're going to teach you how and what it means to do this 80-20 breathing. And the way we do this is because this really helps. It's like a super informational highway once we understand how to use the technique of breathing. Sounds complicating? No, because we breathe every single day. And we have the tools because we are already born to know how to use it. But do you really want to know how to use it in a way that can really help you every single day to calm your cheetah mind, right? And so what we do is we're going to teach you the different forms of breathing. And, you know, this 80-20 breathing and what it is, having means nothing. Literally, if we don't know how to use it. It's what always been taught to me. And I thought, I know how to breathe. I know how to do this. But really, there's a breathing way of how to really do it as an excellent chest exercise, because there is a marriage between the heart and the lungs. And so I'm going to go through all of that, what it is, the breath of life. And, you know, for us, we think it's really automatic and that it doesn't require no effort or no teaching or no learning or no anything. But many health and wellness expert really is going to agree that many of us don't know how to breathe correctly. So that is part of yogatation and learning how to do all of that great things. There is going to be 5 different ways of breathing that we're going to teach in the introduction class. So we know that what we need to do and when we need to do, because we have this tool to access. Let's say if you're at work and all of a sudden all these pressures start to get to you and you start to get a panic attack or an anxiety and stress is feeling. By doing this simple exercise, because you already have the tools, you can do it. Whether you're at work, at home, or in the car, or in the plane, or in any kind of situation. By calming down your breath, really triggers all of these really central nerves that's going to make you feel a lot better. The one thing that people always ask me is, how do you meditate? Meditate can come into many different forms, and meditation really helps you benefit to keep you, and I'll have this chart later on, keep you stress-free, actually reduce aging, adds more hours to your day, help you appreciate a little more, help you feel more connected, and most of all makes you more happier. It also improves function of your mind, helps you have a better night's sleep, as well as improve your metabolical system and help you lose weight, increase your immunity to help you fight with all these diseases that's coming out, and also increase your attention span. But most of all, it really helps you connect to thyself, which is very important. And meditation can come in very different forms. And once you understand how to meditate, whether you're sitting and doing this way of meditation like this, to open up your chakras, your 7 chakra points. And it was funny because during class, I taught them 5 different ways and how to activate certain parts of yourself. And it was funny because we did this eye exercise, which is really a thing that we call opening up. Some people call it the third eye or the tiger eye. And we did this step, and all of a sudden they're like, how did that happen? How did this happen? And we just using our finger and parts of our vagus nerves to activate it. And so we'll go through all of those steps and how to do it. Next, we're going to understand more about Achilles, our weak point, whether it's your physical body like this, and these are places which are your weak points in the body. And we're also going to recognize 6 common weaknesses that is in our outer side of our place, such as procrastination, and how we get very impatient, and how we're so very inflexible, and how we really kind of don't like to delegate things, and we put so much pressure within ourselves. And we also have this inner side of us that we're not very aggressive, and we're not very assertive of what we want in life. And we're always sometimes a little bit cautious and overly cautious of what we do and what we say, or how people see us and how we do all of that. Those are a lot of these weak points that we learn to really adjust. And so these are the things that we're going to start to work on. And we're also going to understand and how we can work on certain trigger points, certain meridian lines to relax and massage our feet, where the vagus nerves are around our feet, where is the most painful area, and how to literally exercise and start stretching those points so we know that we're much more balanced. And so when our Achilles heels sometimes hurt, maybe it's physical, maybe it's more mental, because it's due to a lot in our system, in our stress. And so we're also going to look at how we can do and work with our hands, and how we can do and what it all means. And most of all, we're going to come into our fun part of the program, where we're going to start to LOL. We were laughing so much because, you know, believe it or not, my dad used to do this, which is face yoga. My sister was going, oh my God, Dochan used to do this. My dad used to do this. And I said, exactly, because we're going to learn how to really bring out the laughter. And this is an exercise that we look into by using certain parts of our face, because our face is connected to all of these points in our body. And so if you haven't heard about this Japanese face yoga, you actually can lose weight and tighten your face and have less wrinkle. At the same time, having less wrinkle, having less stress, hitting certain points like this. Oh, when we're going to have a headache, or we're going to go through our stress, we just press this to how to calm your monkey mind. And so a lot of this comes down to all of these beautiful sections in our body, and how we can use it to really, really focus and figure out what we need to work on. And then we're going to start to make sure that we take a little time to work here. And we're going to work by using our vocal cords of this here, by simply doing either a chant or or even saying the vowels, whichever way we feel comfortable, because we're all going to be looking directly to only one person, and one person is yourself. We won't have the time in our class to be busy looking to see what our neighbor is doing, because that's not part of what we're going to be doing. This class is only for you and only you. So these are the three things that you can, when you step in, you can already start to overcome your insecurity. Because the no-nonsense part of me will not let it happen. Where if you feel that somebody is going to tease you or criticize you, not under my watch, in my meditation room, my yoga room. It's my dojo. It's my sanctuary. And this is a place that everybody comes to identify our everyday life, on why we feel so overwhelmed when we have to face our insecurity, which is our Achilles heels, our weak points. And we're going to face it, because you have the answer and why we feel this way. And we have a tendency to self-criticize ourselves because we know ourselves, or we think we know ourselves, right? And say, hey, I'm pretty flexible at my age, or I'm pretty athletic at my age. And, you know, I have people who are top athletes who comes to my class, and guess who's winning? Not winning, but guess who's ahead of them? It's a 50 or 60-year-old person right next to them. Because that's when we sometimes think we're so much better because our ego, right? Well, guess what? When you enter into that dojo, there's no such thing as ego, because you gotta kick it out the door. And one thing is, what is yogatation? I don't know, I look too fat to be doing that. Or I'm too skinny. Or I'm too out of shape. Or I'm too whatever. Going back to number 2, we start to self-criticize. It doesn't matter, because at the end of the day, we're here to do one thing and one thing only. It's preventative care and acknowledging to our self-awareness and what we need to work on. And so this journey will continue, whether you do it with me at my place, or you do it online at your comfort at your own home, or you can do it both. And so once we finish that warm-up series, I call, we get into the yoga. And I have specifically picked out certain poses, not hard poses at all. I'm not gonna be even looking for any kind of acrobat or circus ole people, is how much you bend or how much you do this or how much you do that. Now, it's nothing to do that. If you want to do that, you can go to my other classes, which is, you know, 100% pure original Bikram yoga. And it's not that. This is a poses because there is so much different kind of poses in yoga. And so I just picked up, with the help of my sensei, which poses will combine to make, at any stage, at any age, to feel comfortable, to give them the full VAC, the detox, after you finish my class. Because after we finish doing our yoga poses, which also includes some breathing exercise and some strong place where we're gonna hold into certain poses to make sure we have great stretches, great understanding about our tools. And so when we finish up, we're gonna have homemade, those are here, that's after class with me. We're gonna have a great shot of homemade organic kombucha. Kombucha, exactly. And we're gonna have a beautiful lemon water that you can pick all different kinds of mint that I have right there in my garden. And so I'm looking forward to just really welcoming you to understand all of this, whether you can stay after class and have those shots of kombucha, lemon water, or simply just relaxing in my pool. Because if you don't have a pool, I'll teach you how to cool down the right way. And I'll give you instruction what might happen to your system after class. And so all of this is all really to make you feel re-energized, detoxicated, and help move the blood circulation so we have oxygenation and replenish our body with the right kind of water system. Water. Because our body is made 80% of water. And once we detox ourselves and flush down all the impurity, all the toxin through our pee and poop, our digestive system is going to start to work better. And so all of this combination of VAC Yogatation is really simple ways to keep us in optimum health and really give us clarity in our mind, body, and most of all, our spirit. So our architecture, our inner architectural soul can really feel at home. You take care, and I look forward to seeing you at one of our yogatation class. Aloha!